What is going on, YouTube? AJ here, doing a Let's Play. Final Fantasy XI Online. Retail. On the Bahamut server. And after we left last night, we, well, did you find it then? Here's what I need. Okay, yeah. Gotta trade it. We, went ahead and, we actually died. Rather amusingly. There was an NM down there. I think it was called, like, Hazmat or something. Hazmat? I think it was Hazmat. But we're like, we got, like, cocky, and we're like, we take that. So we aggroed it, and it cast flare on us and one-shot us with flare. But I thought that the bomb coal was like 99. It used to be like 99% drop rate. Like you should be able to just get it. I think we killed like 5 bombs before we got it. So if it is still 99%, we got really unlucky. This is good, very good. Today you've been taking the first step into a broader world. What you don't understand? Just get out there and fight and you'll see. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's set our objective lists so that vanquish multiple enemies. That's okay, non-Abizia. Undead, we're not gonna do, I don't think. We'll do that. Don't know what any of those are. Other, daily. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, now let's see if we can't. Why am I not participating in Unity chat? Oh. This is really annoying. With the rate that we level, it'd be silly to like do 5 levels and then come back. So let's try to get this Unity chat settled. Oh, we haven't been up to the Northlands. Is that what they call them? But no big deal. Go through Ragamount Pass, whatever it's called. No Unity. Oh. I wish I knew what that meant. Like, and what to do about it. And these dial keys. I know I can't use, like, the Gabi thing for, like, 45 days or something until you start. Oh, jeez. I don't think I need these. I don't think you use the Gabi thing for 45 days after you create a character. But I just don't know the dial AB. Again, I'm just wondering if you get if you're guaranteed to get a free abjuration. All right, bang. Now we should be able to get this going. I think it's just 51. Yeah. How's it feel at the top, kiddo? Well, you ain't even close yet. You're just getting started. You think you had a hard time with the last quest? Well, when I was your age, I had to gather twice as many items in half the time, so stop complaining. Do you think you got what it takes for the next step? Don't think I'm forcing you or anything. Good answer. I'm proud to have a pupil like you. Anyway, listen close to what I have to say. Many caverns to the north are home to fiends that can find you even when you're invisible. Bring me 3 samples of Frigicite from deep within. This time is a test of wits. Barrier breakers need brains, after all. Well, get going. Okay, we'll do that. We will do that. And now, Dragoon is our highest job. Pretty cool. And we'll head over to Sandoria. Oh boy, I didn't even notice how late it was. It's not super late, but 9:30, later than I thought it was. Ooh. Oh shit. Yeah, definitely want to get, I really need to notice that whenever that is off, just to put it on, because lately I've been, every once in a while, getting the, we'll get our, like the max XP before 2 hours is up, and we'll have no XP band. So it seems wasteful, so should always have that active. The 11 hours should be enough. But yeah, it's 9:30 p.m. on Christmas Eve. I hope everybody got their shopping done. Just kidding. I don't care. It's one of those things where I'm like, I haven't really enjoyed Christmas in many years. I think it's basically a kid's holiday. As an adult, it feels good when when you're able to buy somebody a present that they really enjoy. It makes you feel good. Makes me feel good when they enjoy the present, but the commercialism of it just doesn't sit great with me. Like I'm pretty excited when people don't buy me stuff for Christmas, and if they do, socks are pretty awesome. Slightly amusing, and I'm sure there's been many comedians who have said the same thing, that when you're a kid you're like, oh, I don't want socks for Christmas, and when you're an adult you're like, oh my god, just give me some socks. Not that I can't afford socks, it's just socks are one of those things where you're like, when you buy them you're like, I'm buying socks. It's not like it's fun. But I have everything I need. I don't need anything or any gifts from anybody. Okay, so we got Coco. We're probably going to aggro some stuff. So let's... We should really get at least another couple of those trusts from the daily login. Because I like Tenzin and I like Shantoto. I like a Pururu, but everybody else, it's like, whatever. Shoot, I forgot. Isn't some of this stuff going to be like 99? I think some of this stuff is going to be like level 99. And that will probably smoke us. I don't know why I said probably. That will definitely smoke us. Is there a book right here? Yes, there is. Thank goodness for that. So, what I do want to... here's one of my kind of... I don't want to say planned conversations. But just stuff that I was thinking about. And... oh yeah. These things probably would have one-shot us. Not that it's planned, and you're going to understand that it's not planned once I ramble off in many different directions. But a topic that I wanted to talk about, and it's usually not a great topic, can get volatile quite easily, I find, is money. Oh, money. So for me, let me give you a quick background on me. I think that, you know, like I used to be a, like they normally put you in a box. You're either in box A or box B. And box A is you're a spender, box B you're a saver. I'd say definitely in my teens, my 20s, and probably up until, you know, a couple of years ago, I was a spender. I saw something, I wanted it, and I didn't care how much it cost. I was going to buy it. If I didn't have the money and I, you know, had money on my credit card, yeah, then I had the money. You know, like, I played guitar for, I tried to teach myself guitar. And I was pretty okay. But I did that for like 4 or 5 years, and I ended up just buying like I think 3 or 4 guitars, and I didn't have the money for them because I didn't want shitty guitars. I wanted nice guitars. So, you know, a couple of I think it was one made in America. If you're not familiar with, I always liked Fenders, so I had one. At the time, I don't know if they still do, they would call it MIAs, Made in America. And they did have MIMs, Made in Mexico. And then MIC and MIK for Korea and China. and the American ones. Like, it could be the same guitar. I mean, different, you know, like, components, like, different woods and different, you know, whatever, metals. Different paints or whatever. But the ones made in America were, you know, like, those were, like, the $2,000 to $5,000 Fenders. And you could buy, you know, like, a made in Korea for, like, or made in China for, like, you know, $500. Depending on, you know, whatever. So I ended up thinking getting 2 made in Mexico. And made in Mexico at the time, I don't know about it anymore, but at the time, they used to have, I think they also used to have made in Japan. And made in Japan used to be really good too. But I think they discontinued Japanese Fenders. I could be wrong. I don't even know. It's been so long since I even thought about it. So I had bought 2 MIMs made in Mexico. And 1 made in America. And the body types were, I think I had 1 Jaguar, which, if you're familiar with, I think Kurt Cobain did like a Jaguar body style. I had 1 Jaguar and 2 Stratocaster. Now, I didn't have the money for any of those guitars. I had credit cards. And yeah, no, I decided, hey, you know, like, I want those. But I want those. I can't afford them, but I want them. And Capital One or Bank of America, they like me enough where they're giving me this line of credit for, you know, like $6,000. Might as well just use it. Buy that made in America Stratocaster. I mean, that's what's holding me back really from where I was in guitar playing. It wasn't that I wasn't, you know, practicing enough. It wasn't that I wasn't, you know, dedicated or whatever. It was just because I didn't have the made in America Fender Stratocaster. That's why I wasn't getting over the hump. That's what I told myself. So I got in trouble with credit like at least twice in my life. I think, you know, like right at 18 when you first are like given your credit cards. Not given, you have to apply for them. But they're basically handing them out like candy on any college campus. You go to freshman orientation and they have booths set up there for, you know, here, just sign your name and we'll give you a credit card. You'll have it by next week. So at 18, I got in trouble. Luckily, back then, all I had, I think I had like 3 credit cards, and they all had like $300. A $300 credit limit. So I'm pretty sure that all of those creditors just were like, cut their losses, ruin my credit for 7 years, and move on for $300. But then, yeah, I didn't learn my lesson. I mean, the guitar stuff happened less than, you know, maybe like 6 years ago, about ish. And that's what was wrong, is that after my credit was like kind of like repaired, quote unquote repaired, from like my first time messing up. I started getting, you know, higher paying jobs. I became an adult, so I'm like now, oh, look at my annual income, and we'll give you a credit limit of, you know, 4,000 here or 5,000 here, like 9,000 here, and you're like, okay, well, I have this credit limit. That means I have any given month I have $9,000 I can spend. And it's not. It's just a terrible thought process. It really is. And I think, yeah, I think it was just about, like, when we found out we were having, my son. I said, look, I'll probably still bartend, but I will probably, you know, like, I'll definitely need to get an actual job and then bartend on top of that. Because all those credit cards that I burned, and a lot of them I burned from, like, for, like, food. Like, I would just use, you know, like, go to the grocery store and, you know, not really care. Be tough to, you know, for a credit card company to try to repossess food. It's already chewed up, sir. So when we found out that we were having the kid, I think, okay, so like everything all entailed, talking about car payments, not including the mortgage on the condo, and credit card debt, car loans, student loans. I'm not even paying attention. What is he doing? Oh, freeze? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, we got super jump. That's fun. Yeah, I think we'll get there. I think we'll... I mean, unless we get, like, we catch something like... Yeah, Pooru's mana is pretty low. Yeah, as long as he does this stupid, cast these ancient magic spells on somebody other than me, and then gets interrupted about a minute in, we're pretty happy about that. Alright. So yeah, when my kid... We'll try for the third time to finish this one. When we find out we were going to have my son, before we even knew what it was. I mean, went to the doctor and was like, oh, yeah, you're definitely pregnant. Decided, hey, we're going to get rid of this debt. I think I want to say, other than the mortgage, and the mortgage wasn't even that high. The mortgage, again, I got the mortgage. It was like a $60,000 mortgage that I had for 10 years already, so it was paid down a ton. So yeah, that wasn't like a huge thing, but all the other debt, the car loans, the credit cards, the student loans, I think I was up to like 87,000, and that's what we're talking about, like 3.5 years ago. And today I'm completely debt free, other than the mortgage. And I used, and it's tough to recommend him. But I used Dave Ramsey. He's he is an author. He's a radio host, all this crap. But he's also like it's not that I've got a problem that he's Christian. It's just that it seems like that's number one. First and foremost is this, and it doesn't really bother me like at all. But I have a hard time recommending him to people because it might offend them. I don't want to be like, hey, like this guy changed my life, and then you watch him and either you're an atheist or, like you're a Muslim or whatever, and you just hear him talking about Jesus and God the whole time, even though he's giving you like some okay information. I just don't I don't know. It's hard for me to recommend him for that reason. And it's not even, you don't even really have to. I mean, you don't even have to listen to Dave Ramsey. What it is it's all he preaches, and he's such a he's got hundreds of millions of dollars. And yes, he's a very good, he's a very good motivational kind of speaker. He's an okay writer. I wouldn't say he's a great writer. Better than me. But he's got hundreds of millions of dollars, and legitimately all he really teaches is common sense. And people just don't realize it. They don't realize that they can get to where they want to go on common sense. They always think it's got to be some sort of get rich quick or I gotta play the stock market if I ever want to make it. No, and his again, what I am calling basic common sense, all it is live on less than you make. And if you make kind of bad money, like if you're in a position where you're not making great money, and you simply can't get a better job, then you're gonna have to get a second job. Okay, do we want to do? I guess we'll do a tank, just so we're not tanking. I had two jobs so I was bartending and I was doing the type of work that I'm doing right now. I was working in excess of, I don't even know, 65, 70 hours a week. It wasn't enjoyable. I mean, you would legitimately have to find. So I would work 8 to 5 on, I think I'd bartend 3 to 4 nights a week, and then work the day job 8 to 5 days a week, and catch overtime whenever I could. So yeah, you'd work 8 to 5, and then I would take an hour nap. So 5 to 6, take an hour nap. Be at the bartending job by 7. Get out of there by between 3 and 4, and then wake up and do it again 8 a.m. the next day. So you were tired, and it sucked. It really did. But you know what it did? $7,000 was paid off in, I think, just under 2 years. Every single dollar that I got went to paying this debt off. Everything that I did was just paying the debt off. And I mean, some of it, a lot of it was some of the credit card stuff was in collections. You negotiate with them and be like, hey, okay, I owe you 10 grand. I'll give you, $6,500. Let's work this out. Oh, It looks like Coco died sometime. So then it becomes it really does become a freeing experience. So again, like I got rid of the car loan. I drive an Acura now. That Acura may be older than you, but I drive an Acura, you know, like, and I bought it cash. So there's no car payment. The only monthly payment. Now, I will say that Dave Ramsey does tell you not to use credit cards, and I use a credit card. I use a credit card that gives me cash back that goes into a retirement fund. And I know I'm not going to retire on credit card reward points, but it helps. I think I've said that before. It helps. And I pay off that credit card every month. Actually, I pay that credit card off like 3 times a month. I think I said all this before in a different video. But, yeah, it takes a lot of hard work. And a lot of people don't want that. You know, like, a lot of people just are okay with being in debt or... But when I get my paycheck, it's really nice because there's a very large... When before it was like you were thinking, like, how do I save money? How do I save money? It's pretty easy when you only have, like, either your rent or your mortgage payment to make. You know, outside of your, you know, like, food and your... other necessities like electric and gas and internet and that kind of stuff. It's pretty easy. Like, once you pay off those bills and you're like, okay, I got X amount this month. I can put that much into my savings. I could put, you know, like, I actually just started dabbling in the stock market. It's a great time to do it right now, folks. It's everything's crashing, so I decided it's the time to join. But, and I think I had said this, we had the painters in one day in the house. Because a tree had fallen on my house. Like, I'd bought my house in July, and in August, there was a storm. And I'm working from home, and it sounds like a truck, it sounds like a semi-truck just runs into my living room. Luckily, it wasn't that. Luckily, it was just a tree crushed my roof and just destroyed my back deck. Brand new grill I had bought was in, like, it was split in half. Like, this was a huge tree. So, a nice welcome to the neighborhood. Again, it's not just Dave Ramsey, it's I think it's like, what's the Susie Orman, but just about every single financial, guru or whatever you want to call them will tell you to have a emergency fund. Now, I had an emergency fund. And I am incredibly grateful that I did have the emergency fund, because everything was ridiculous. So the tree fell in my house. Let's say the tree fell in my house on, I think it was something like a Monday. A Monday right after 5. So I start calling people. I start calling my insurance company. All this shit. And I want to say it wasn't even until October that the insurance gave me $1. And at that point, I about $20,000 worth of work done to the house. I had right at about 20 grand in an emergency fund. Everybody says, 3 to 6 months of emergency fund is appropriate. And it was right at 20K for me. And I was thinking about raising it, but at the time it was, whatever. We'll just do 20K for now. And without that, I don't know what I would have done. I would have had to put it on a credit card. Because not everybody has 20K laying around. So what we're talking about is a tree removed from the roof. And the tree was... It was an 8-hour job for them to remove the tree from the roof because it was so big. Then it was roof damage, structural roof damage. Then it was the roof itself. Then it was the deck. Then it was the interior drywall. Then it was painting. I got a lot of that stuff, other than the drywall and the painting. I got all of that stuff done before they even gave me a cent. If you didn't have, say if I just bought the house, so most people that just buy a house, they're going to be broke for a while, you just bought a house. You probably just bought new furniture. Like, what are the odds that, other than me that I was disciplined, what are the odds that you're going to have that kind of money? And if you don't have credit cards, or if you don't have enough on your credit cards, what are you going to do? Because it was like, I think it was like 9 grand just to get the tree off the house. And I mean, I guess you could hop up there with a chainsaw, but you don't know this. You don't, like, there was structural damage on the roof, so you can't just hop on the roof and, with a chainsaw, and there's a good chance you could, the structure shifts and you just saw your leg off, I don't know. If I didn't have that emergency fund, and now it's the emergency fund's replenished because the insurance company paid me back my money, which is nice, So I'll stick with the emergency fund. Okay, this was a lot nicer with a tank, I'll have to be honest. Alright. Square frigicite. Now let's go and... Mog tablet. When is it? I thought it was Saturday. Is it? Strange. Did we ever get the survival guide here? Is there a survival guide here? I think there is. We should probably be smart and get that. We should probably even go back and get the one in Bucidine. And even today, I mean, I'm making enough money to support my girlfriend, my son, and my 2 wonderful dogs and myself. But there are times where I'm like, I should get a second job. And if it's not for, like, it's not because I can't afford to live my lifestyle, it's just that I've become, like, addicted to saving. Like, if I put X amount of dollars in my high yield savings account after a paycheck, I want to put, like, X plus, like 500. It would make me feel better. Okay, is this thing gonna aggro me? Decent challenge. Okay. Well, let's use that. So yeah, if you're listening to this, if you're listening to this and if nothing else, and you're looking to get out of debt, and I had a couple. I had many false starts. So if you try and you fail, or if you tried in the past and you failed, try again. Try again. It's a. I mean, I can remember that that weird feeling that I would get when I would have I'd get a credit card bill, and it would be you'd be like, okay, well, what's the minimum payment? You'd be like, that's all you cared about because that's all you were gonna make anyway. Okay, whew, the minimum payment's only $45. We could do that. And then you look at the balance, and it's $9,000, and you're giving them $45, and they're just laughing because they know they're gonna be charging you a hell of a lot more than what you bought. Yes, this very thing. You've crossed yet another great threshold today. Of course, this is merely a prologue of things to come. Alright, cool. 60. And then that comes to kind of another topic, too. And that was me talking as, just a normal working class dude. And I think it was last week I was reading an article. Where was I going to go? Oh, yeah. I was reading an article. And, again, I'm very new. I'm what they would call an older gentleman. I'm not that old. I don't feel that old, at least. But I'm older than probably a lot of these people that are world famous on YouTube and Twitch. But I understand even just doing these Let's Plays, I understand that it's a lot of work. There are times when I'll do a Let's Play, and I'll upload it, and I'll feel bad after I upload it because I'm like, that wasn't very good. I don't think oh, maybe I was just I didn't talk for. Okay, we're not gonna purr with this girl. We purred with the Bastock one. That's okay. Don't even know about gardening. Okay, let's trade her. This is even the girl? I don't even know. And I think the Windurstian one is by the trail markings. I'm not sure if I bought the flowers on camera, but you buy these flowers in Upper Juneau in the Bioware the Dancer. What are these hats? That is Cookie Fiend. So where was it? Woods? Is it Woods? Walls? It actually might be Waters, isn't it? I think it's Walls. Let's try to find it. So I understand that, becoming rich and famous is not easy. But then again, you're not... it's tough to entertain You know, I understand it's tough to entertain tens of people, let alone tens of thousands of people. Is it right? I think it might be there. Let's go check. So I'm not taking anything away from anybody. Are there thousands of jobs that are more like physically and emotionally and mentally challenging than being a Twitch and YouTube streamer creator? Sure, yeah. But I do understand that it's a lot. It takes a lot. To find an audience, to build an audience, to do all that. But then, like, it just becomes like, are you, like, and not all of them. And maybe it is all of them, and some of them hide it better. But just the detachment from reality that they have, in my opinion. The one kid, I've never even seen any of his stuff, and it's not a knock on him. It's just I don't watch a lot of this stuff, you know, like. I'll watch like Asmongold clips on YouTube, and I like him. You know, like I think he's changed a lot. I think there's a big maturing process without maturing too much for his audience. Let's see if Lilac was right. Oh, cool. All right, so we got all of our. Let's get this. Let's get this home point. Okay, let's go back to Bastock, and we'll figure out where we're gonna go from there. But anyway, who knows if it's true or not? But the one kid, XQC or something. Again, I'm definitely not talking smack about him. I've just never seen what he does, but he's got to be really good at it. He bet $500,000 on France in the World Cup, and obviously France lost. But geez, that's just it to me. You have so many thoughts. Like me personally, I have so many thoughts. Excuse me, I burped when I was right in the middle of that. I have so many thoughts about that. Like $500,000. Like, here are the thoughts that you would have. Alright, I think that these kids are in their 20s or early 30s. It's like, okay, are you sure that you're not going to have kids? Because if you're sure that you're not going to have kids, then okay, then fine. Then you don't need a college fund. Maybe you don't even want a college fund. That's fine. You know that this stuff ain't going to last forever. You know, like that $500K. Like, I'm going to sound like grandpa, but put it in like a CD or something. 5 years. See what happens. And even like and to be like the most like kind of douchey guy ever, why don't you just find, you know, like three or four of your fans that are like in need and just put them through college? You know, like at least I would assume that then you would have like if you're a gambling man. You obviously are if you're gambling $500,000 on a soccer game. if you're a gambling man, if you put 4 kids all the way through college, 1 out of 4 of them may, like that's okay odds. 1 of 4 of them may actually do something really, really, really important in their life, and you would have been part of that. Like you would have been the spark that changed something. What is this? I don't even know what's going on here. I don't feel like reading Kupo. I have no idea what that was just about. But yeah, I mean, like it's a lot to think about. I like to think that if I ever had the amount of money, and who knows, maybe he doesn't have like a ton of money. Maybe that was like all of his money. Maybe all of his money was $500,000 and he just blew it all. But I like to think that if I ever got, rich. See, for me, like again, I'm a man. I'm a gentleman of a particular age here. I think if I ever came into like a lot of money, I think I'd get like, as long as I could get internet out there, I think I'd like want to live in like North Dakota or Montana. Just get me away from people. But I wouldn't get a $10 million property in Montana. I'd get like, something nice but not crazy. I don't know. Just, it's money. Money is always on my mind. And again, if you have any questions about like what it took for me to get out of debt, because $87,000 worth of debt in just under 2 years that's a lot of money. And I have no problem going into the particulars of how I did it. Like I just don't want to overshare if nobody even really cares. It's a lot of hard work. And again, if I could do it, anybody could do it, I think. So, well, that was cool. We got LB2 done. We talked about money. And next time we'll do some XPing. Hopefully it'll be tonight. It's only 10:20 right now, so we're going to hang out. The kid took a nap today. We both took a nap. He was on one couch, I was on the other. So he'll be up all night, and maybe I will be too. But I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed making it. Until next time, take it easy, folks.